How's it going, everybody? Rye here today, and we are back with your defending champion, Calgary Flames, today, guys. And we start the campaign to go back to back today. And I think we had a pretty solid offseason. Again, nothing too flashy. But I'm very happy with the development that's been going on. You know, Dmitry Zykov now up to a 91. That's exactly where we want him to be. He's 21 years of age, and he's a sniper. He looks great. The puck skills are getting a little bit better too. So, one of those things that Dmitry Zykov, he is the young future of this franchise, right? We have plenty of veterans with Kuzmenko and Thompson flanking him. Thompson's almost 30. I'm surprised to see he's still only 29, so that's really good news. But Kuzmenko at 31. We got the elder statesmen of Huberdeau and Lindholm at 34 and 32, playing with the 25-year-old Peterka. Lekaramaki at 23 is that second wave of youth that we are hoping for. Connor Zary, who's been here since the beginning, is now 25. Mangiapane also 31. So we've got a pretty good mix. Peltier, Ruzicka in their mid-20s. Lucas Siona in his I'd say he's in his early 20s, maybe mid-20s. I don't know. It's up to you guys. But we have a good mix of ages on the team, but we're not overly young, right? We've got the young stud in Zykov and Jackson, but we've got guys in their mid to late 20s, right in their prime with Boqvist, Dursey, Hannafin's 30. We're going to play Oleg Brizgalov for a little bit to see how he does, the low elite, 78. I would like to see him develop well. If he doesn't, we may just send him down and play Lucas Cormier and call up somebody from the AHL just to be our seventh defenseman. And then we signed Justin Barron. He was our replacement for Nick Jensen. So, a little bit younger too, in his mid-20s, about to hit his prime, or just about in his prime, I would say. And then obviously in goal, you guys know it's Spencer Knight and Dan Vladar. That has been our tandem for, I think, 3-4 years now. But at 26, Spencer Knight really ready to hit the ground running for us today. So, we've got, we're probably going to get up halfway through the season in this one like we normally do. There's not a lot of things to touch on because we're the defending champions. We didn't make too many splashy moves. There's no concerning players, right? The one thing would be, do we want to replace Oleg Brizgalov? And then the other one is Peterka over Mangiapane, the right decision for that second line. I'd like to give the younger guy a bit of a chance, right? He developed in the offseason. It looks like he came ready to play. Okay, so we got a budget allocation. Let's give more money to the arena operations, just because I know there's two owner goals in there. Coach salaries, we want to bump those up a bit. Turn down scout travel because we don't really use it. Up the advertising, and then I think we'll go more with the arena operations. Although I don't want to put too much in there because we probably another year away, but I want to keep bumping it up more and more and more for that coaching budget, just because I want to keep this coaching core together as long as possible. Everybody there, I think, we took a swing, right? We went all offense with our coaches, and it worked. It did end up working out. But here we go. Start of the regular season, a 9-2 win over the Dallas Stars. We do lose to the Boston Bruins right after, but we bounce back with 2 straight wins. Mangiapane is upset about his ice time. I've got a 50-50 chance to persuade him. He's been good about this in the past, and he's a team player yet again. So Andrew Mangiapane, I appreciate you, my guy. I think is he getting power play time? He should be. Hold on, let me. JJ Peterka wants to speak about his ice time concerns. JJ, you're playing 15-20. I think that is enough for you as a second liner, although that maybe he does deserve a bit more. I'm going to try and persuade him. We just have too many good players to give all these guys too much ice time, and JJ Peterka is also going to be a team player. He's going to play wherever I need him to. Following a 5-4 loss to the Montreal Canadiens, a loss to the Blackhawks, but we bounced back when I think we sweep the season series against Boston. We only play them twice, but or we didn't sweep it. We split the season series. And holy crap, Dmitry Zykov, 13 points in 7 games played, although we only have 8 points through our first 7, which is not where we want to be. Locker room chemistry's up to a 77. The fans are at 100. They are super happy. So really what we need to do is figure out what is going wrong. In the first month, it's pretty early yet. There's some good trends here with the plus minuses. The points, but I wanted to take a look at the plus minuses. Huberdeau, Peterka's a -1 on that second line. Peltier, Siona, Ruzicka, they're a -2, but it's still like less than 10 games into the season. Defensively, Oleg Brizgalov's a -1. Other than that, everybody else is looking pretty good in goal. Spencer Knight, man, we are winning in spite of Spencer Knight. I think, it might be halfway through the season, might be time to trade away Spencer Knight for whatever we can get for him and upgrade the goaltending position somehow, some way. Because that is just not good enough. I know it's early and it's only been 7 games and you think he's played 5, he's 3-2 in them, but like he's an elite goalie. He should be playing better than that. So let's go ahead, get through the next month here in November where, I mean, we're winning based on our offense, guys. Like there is just lots of goals being scored when we play. And I say that and we do beat the Pittsburgh Penguins 4-1. So there's some defense, a little bit more defense here in the second month of the season. Dallas, there we go. A 4-1 win over there, 7-2. There we go. And Spencer Knight's gaining morale. That means he's playing better. He's playing well. A 2-1 win there. That's a defensive win. A 4-2 loss is not great. A lot of wins and shootouts and stuff, and a 3-0 shutout win there. We are now 15-5-1. I'm glad I did not touch a thing. I'm glad I didn't touch anything, switch lines up or whatever, because it really just looked like the team needed to get the results it deserved. We didn't actually need to make any line changes. The Peterka -1 did scare me a bit, but at 31 points, we are 2 points behind the Hurricanes for the best team in the league. We do have a game in hand on them, though. And then the Panthers are tied with us, but they've played 2 more games. The Blackhawks, best team in the West, we have a game in hand on them again. The Canucks are going to be pushing us the whole time, it seems. Remember, last season, we did not win the division. We came from the second seed in the division. The Canucks actually lost in the first round of the playoffs to the Edmonton Oilers. So that... that's something to keep in mind, that there's a lot of good teams in the West despite our record and just winning the division. It doesn't mean too much, but here we go. Looking at the points, I mean, Zykov, Thompson, Lindholm, Huberdeau, Kuzmenko on the top line with only 18 points. A bit disappointed to see that. Huberdeau and Lindholm surpassing him, which is nice to see them, step up, especially Lindholm, 92 listed as a first line forward. Jonathan Huberdeau's a 90 listed as a first line forward, I believe. Yes, he is. JJ Peterka has since corrected the plus minus. He's got 1 goal, 13 points. So he's passing the puck a ton. He is helping out Lindholm and Huberdeau, it seems. Those guys are scoring the goals there on the second line. He's shooting 3.3%. We know he's got a better shot than that. 85 accuracy, 88 power. Lekaramaki is looking like, okay, this is the season he's ready for. He got a little bit better defensively. The puck skills grew a little bit as well, and the shot's still there. 4.1% shooting percentage is also not that great, but he is shooting the puck a good amount, right? We take a look. Zykov, Thompson, and Kuzmenko are on the top line. Huberdeau, Lindholm, and Peterka are on the second line. Mangiapane, Lekaramaki, and Zari on the third line. They are shooting a ton, and they're getting rewarded for it. So that's what we want to see. We want to see them driving some offense from the third line. And the fourth line, it is what it is. It's a -3, -1. It's really nothing to panic about. They don't get enough ice time, really, and they don't put up enough points probably to offset the goals they give up. We do give up a decent amount of goals as a team, but we do focus on offense. Mason Jackson here with 10 points. Sean Dursey with 7. Hannafin +10, only 4 points. Boqvist is a +5. He's playing with Mason Jackson on the top pairing. Oleg Brizgalov has now got 4 points, is a +1. He's now a 79, and Barron's looking pretty good as well. 3 points, doing fine, +3. Nothing to be concerned about. And Spencer Knight has really turned his play around after going 3, I think he was 3-2 in his first 5, which means in the next 12, he's gone 9-2-1. Wow, that is a significant turnaround, not from just him, but the team. But you can see his save percentage and goal against average has jumped up significantly as well. And Vladar, hasn't played much, but is playing well. I just want to take a peek at the AHL. They're not doing so hot. They are not doing great down here in the AHL. Jerry Corso is, but he's doing all right. They're getting shelled down here. Hellenius, point per game player in the AHL. Maybe one of those guys that I move on from. Sometime in January, make one of those trades, improve the defense or something like that. But right now, I'm very satisfied with what we've got. I know we're just kind of flying through it here, but I really do think that, there's not much to change. Let's take a look at the contracts now that we got a good sample size under our belts. The expiring players are Cormier, Kroll. Oh my God, this team is really locked up, boys. We are locked up for the long haul. Vladar does want a contract extension at 8. Oh my God, he wants... I'll give him another 2 years. Bridge him again. 2 years at $800,000, especially when we have $8 million in cap space. The fact that we have $8 million in cap space is awesome. It's really good to know that we have that, because nobody's really expiring. Lucas Cormier does want an extension. He wants 4.1. In what world have you earned 4.1, Lucas Cormier? Like, in what world? I mean, he looks pretty decent. But a -24 2 years ago. Last year was a -5. We benched him, and the team got better. His stats look really good, though. The defense, I'd love to see it improve a bit. But all in all, this is a guy that I would really like to have if on the team if he just kind of fit a bit better. But he straight up just doesn't. The rest of the guys are AHL players. Guys, how do we have our core locked up for so long and we're under the cap? I mean, I guess Tage, I mean, Lindholm's contract is looking amazing. Zykov's is great. Huberdeau's really the only bad contract, but when he's a 90 overall, can you complain about paying him double digits per year? Like double-digit millions? Kuzmenko at 8.5 is great. Mason Jackson at only 5 is fantastic. Now, I am trying to play the snot out of him. He is on the first power play over a guy like Boqvist. I know Boqvist is probably the better offensive defenseman, and by far and away he is. I just want to see Mason Jackson eat as many minutes as possible, and hopefully that's going to help him grow. He's been an 85, 86 for a few years now. I'm hoping to see him jump by a point or two next season. Maybe 3, right? If he can get to 88, I'll be very, very happy. And, then we have a legitimate top pairing defenseman. But, that's really our only concern right now. Speaking of concern, let's take a look at the progress reports. That's another thing that I wanted to take a look at. Everybody here is growing just based on statistical growth. Yeah, there's just a massive amount of statistical growth. But as long as they keep producing, I can't really complain about it. Spencer Knight, seeing a little overall reduction due to salary growth. Statistical growth, holy cow. Anyway, down here in the minors, okay, Thomas Bordeleau, who I signed, has got some negative statistical growth. Jackson Fallon, our low elite, is seeing already some natural growth. And Dante Earl, he is playing 24 minutes a night. He is growing naturally as well, just a little bit, not too much. But, the AHL, I believe they've been doing well. Can't remember if I think they might have won the cup. Let me actually go figure that out. I know I haven't taken a look at the awards. It's probably something I want to look at. Last season, we might have gotten a couple of awards. Obviously, we won the Stanley Cup. The Devils were the President's Trophy, and we played the Rangers in the finals. We all know that. But the individual awards, Willie Nee was the Art Ross. Nobody there for us for the Hart Memorial, the James Norris. Obviously, we haven't had any elite defensemen. Lady Bing went to Kuznetsov just a season ago. Pasternak won last year. Calder, Dmitry Zykov, not our Dmitry Zykov, but wasn't on our team at the point. Olli Vannanen, another guy that I looked at, and then Jay Doan. I don't remember his first name, but Tage Thompson obviously won the Conn Smythe. Andrei Kuzmenko. Oh, that's right. This is only Kuzmenko's 3rd season here, but Kuzmenko was a member of the Vancouver Canucks, and we traded for a Conn Smythe winner. That's crazy. As far as Vezina, it was Sorokin last year. I'm hoping to see us get a goaltender that can do this. We haven't been anywhere near it yet, but, I'm hoping maybe. I was maybe hoping that Spencer Knight can turn into that. I doubt he's going to ever get there. The Jack Adams was the one I had the highest hopes for. We didn't get there, but the Selke, a 3-time Selke winner, Elias Lindholm for us. That is, I got to be giving him more credit. I'm sorry, I always forget to check the trophies. They don't make enough pomp and circumstance about him. Like, they don't make him a big enough deal. I always just forget to check him. I wish there was it popped up with the season summary and here's all the awards, and not in this view, but just like a list view. I'd be so happy with that, right? And then you could click on the players or something like that. That'd be super nice. But as far as the Ted Lindsay and the Maurice Rocket Richard, those are not going to come to us. Let's go ahead and look at the team rewards. Yes, it was just the season prior to last, right? So we've kind of transitioned from getting the AHL team to compete for the Calder to getting the AHL team ready to be more of a feeder now, right? We called up a bunch of those AHL guys. We're ready now. Actually, one thing I wanted to see, they didn't start growing. We did check the progress reports. I was going to say Francisco McCarron as well, our first round pick. He was not quite ready this season. I'm hoping next season he is ready. But that's enough of a recap now. It's time to get another month's worth of simulating done. And then obviously you guys know we'll get up to about the 40. Maybe we'll get up to the 50 game mark. I know so far this episode's been pretty quick, so we'll probably get up to the 50 game mark and really assess what we need to do. Vladar is going to take a 2-year, $800,000 deal. We do win in overtime, lose to the Hurricanes. They are a good team. We lose to the Flyers. We do beat the Sharks, so we stop the skid with 3 straight wins. There we go. We lose to the Oilers because in overtime. Oh, come on. Are you really going to give me crap for that, owner? All right, fine. But we are still looking pretty good atop of the Pacific, which is where we want to be. We know we're that good of a team. Man, all these trades, they're just kind of like giving us average defensemen. And I know defense is probably somewhere I could upgrade, but if anything, I would like to get somebody who is an elite defensive talent. Lindholm leading the team in points, actually, and we have fallen off a bit. So December was not as good as November. We are 3 points behind the Canucks. 47 points, though, we're still one of the top teams in the league. The Oilers are right behind us, though. We're only 4 points ahead of the Kings. So as I'm talking about, like, oh, we're doing fine, blah, 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 we do have to kind of keep in mind that the playoffs aren't a certainty. They look pretty safe for us, being 9 points ahead of the Avs, but we're only 34 games into the season. But what has changed? What has caused us to fall off? I mean, I say fall off. We were insanely ridiculous. Oh, my God. Lindholm, chill, buddy. Chill. Oh, my God. Lindholm is absolutely... I mean, I've not seen a player this well-rounded in a long time. And he's 33. I have no desire to get rid of him. And Huberdeau, look at these two guys. The second line is killing it. Paterka with 30 points, 23 assists. Mangiapane, I guess, was holding that. I guess Mangiapane was holding Lindholm and Huberdeau back. I'm gonna spin it that way because I'm a JJ Paterka fan in real life. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's like right here. I might be pointing outside of the little circle, but there's a signed puck by JJ Paterka for his debut, so it's pretty cool. But Lekaramaki, I love to see that. He's not scoring, right? He's not getting the goals, 4.5%. I mean, he's got the shooting category to absolutely score the goals, but it's just not happening for him right now. I'm hoping that he does catch fire down the stretch. And the fourth line, you know what? Maybe I'll need to replace a guy like Siona. The other two look fine. Jacob Peltier is probably yeah, he hates me. Oh my God. He absolutely, you know what, Jacob? I'm sorry. I know you don't deserve to play fourth line ice time, but you're listed as a third line scorer. You're not really all that incredible. So Ruzicka was upset last year and we won the cup. So maybe we just need to piss off somebody on the fourth line. And then defensively, nobody's putting up points. Boqvist is not getting points on that second power play. The power play might be something I should be concerned about. But Mason Jackson here, 13 points. He does have 7 goals, more goals than Lekaramaki. And Paterka. Paterka is just crazy with the amount of assists. But goaltending-wise, Spencer Knight's still been okay, right? This is the kind of level that I am okay with the performance. Obviously, all those X factors hopefully will help him to produce better down the stretch. But it's one of those. If he plays well enough, I think the team in front of him is good enough, right? Like last season. That was a really good playoff performance, right? It wasn't, he didn't carry us, but if you can produce like that in the playoffs and then gets into this 905 upper twos for the goal, like I am fine with my goalie being 905 and a 2.8, right? That is fine with me because the team in front of him is going to bang home goals. I always tend to find more offensive-minded players than defensive-minded players anyway. So let's take a look at the team stats. I am a little bit concerned about our fall off. As far as goals for per game, we have a great offense. Goals against per game, wow, it is a tough division to score goals in. That is crazy. Let's take a look. I want to take a look at the entire league. Yeah, we've got the Canucks, the Kings, the Oilers, and us, right? How many is that everybody? Is that like the Pacific Division? Yeah, Canucks, Kings, and Oilers are the only teams ahead of us. They have the 3 best defenses in the West. And in the entire league, it's defense 1, defense 4, and defense 6. So apparently, while we loaded up on offense, the rest of our division has loaded up on defense. Supposedly, I'm going to say that that's to try and stop us because they saw us win the cup. But the power play percentage, Montreal, ouch. Calgary Flames, okay, so the power play's still fine. It's what, 7th? Take a top 10 power play. And the penalty kill at 85%, that is 6th. I will take 6th best penalty kill and at 7th best. I mean, guys, everything is going fine. I feel like we just need results at this point. Like Vancouver, their defense is ridiculous. I'm sure it's partially because of Demko. Is Demko still there? I want to see what is their goalie stats, and I want to compare them to Spencer Knight. Let's take a look real quick. Just get to Vancouver, and nope, that's Winnipeg. They are not playing defensively well. In IRL they are, but in this save they're not. Goaltending. They said, geez, they've got that 2-headed monster of Thompson in Bobrovsky, but I mean, jeepers, those stats are ridiculous. Both of them at sub 2.5, 920 plus for both of them. And offensively, they're doing okay. So, my guess is that, oh, wow, look at Aatu. Look at Aatu Ratti. He's grown to medium elite. Wow. Okay. All right, Vancouver hit on that one. I could have gotten Roddy, but I just didn't expect him to develop. They played him in Abbotsford for 2 years and then called him up, and he's been a stud ever since. Holy cow. This guy is really good. So that's a Bo Horvat benefit for them. But yeah, they must have a defensive coach with a defensive system. So we've got 7 games to go until we hit 41. We get the halfway point of the season. So that's what, 4? Yeah, that's here. And there's, that's 41. Then we get to 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. And this Washington game is 50. Let's get to the 50 game mark. I feel confident in the team, right? If anything, we'll look for expiring guys on a like 1 year left. Gonna be a UFA that can help us out defensively, because I think we need a defenseman. I do. I think the team is fine, but I would love to get a defenseman upgrade if possible. Thank you, Central Scouting. I'm not too worried about the Scouts anymore. Against Edmonton, can we beat them? We do beat them in overtime. We beat the Red Wings, man. Wow, the Stars have fired their head coach. And the locker room has gained morale. Dante Earl, I'm really optimistic about him, but I'm kind of worried. 72-20 makes, oh my God, 8-1 over the Islanders. A 5-3 win over the Leafs there, and we've strung together a bit of a winning streak here. Against Detroit, we do beat them too, and that one was a little bit tighter. Here against Washington, we win as well. So we go on a little bit of a streak. We are looking like a streaky team, and in 3rd place in the division. That is crazy. I can't believe that our team is 3rd place in the division. I mean, the Oilers and the Canucks are going absolutely ridiculously wild. Like, they are the 2 best teams in the NHL right now. I can't even fault us. Let's take a look at where we stand in terms of point percentage in the entire league, right? We are the 6th best team in the league, but when you sort by points percentage, we're the 3rd best points percentage. It's really, really tough, right? We're ahead of the Oilers, right? They played 4 more games than we have, and they're 5 points ahead. So you'd like to think we can close that gap, but Vancouver's gotten 7 more points in the same amount of games. This is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I know the Hurricanes are playing well, but they are at least in range for us, right? 5 points with 2 games in hand. If we win our 2 games in hand, we're 1 point behind them. The Vancouver Canucks are going ridiculous, dude. Like this Miller, Pettersson, I mean, whatever they're doing here, Shillington is doing well. Jet Wu has made their team. Man, this team, it doesn't wow me. Like, I'm going to be honest right now, Vancouver fans. This team isn't wowing me. IRL, they are, because I record a podcast about them. But this team right here is not wowing me to any certain extent. Let's go with the Vancouver Canucks. I mean, Pettersson's amazing. Elias Pettersson is absolutely amazing, right? But Besser and Miller, they're really good. And then they've got an 82 Vasily Podkolzin on their second line. I know he's got 27 points, but he's a plus 24. Oh my God. Nils Hoglander is an absolute freak. He's got 54 points as an 87, and he doesn't even look that good. I mean, he must be shooting a lot, because everybody's just getting the rebounds, and that's how he's getting assists. He shot 141 times. It's not that many. Yamamoto, Dubé, Bukestad, and then Kadri, Jost, and Comtois. What? How has this team got 70? Like, I mean, okay, Hughes and Hronik, that's a great defensive pairing, and they're eating 25 minutes a night each. Matheson and Zdorov, and then Poolman and Shillington. So Jet Wu did not get his time in the limelight. That's unfortunate. And then in goal, obviously, we already highlighted them. They're playing even better. Well, I think they're safer. Actually, they're playing a little worse. So maybe Vancouver's faltering. Maybe they're riding their luck. Maybe that PDO is starting to regress. Those of you that get the joke, thank you. But honestly, that team, I think our team's better. I don't know. I think it's just one of those. It just happens to be this way. The Oilers, I feel like we can catch them. That's the team we're going to be in a battle with, I feel like, down the stretch. I'm hoping to catch Vancouver, but, I think maybe an upgrade on the blue line, a true bona fide number 1 defenseman to play with Mason Jackson. I mean, Boqvist is a plus 29. Mason Jackson's a plus 19. He has 18 points. He's got 9 goals. He is scoring power play goals, and I love to see it, right? Just wish he would develop a bit more. Maybe I should be giving Boqvist first-time power play minutes, but Sean Durzi and Hannafin seem to be a good pairing. Brizgalov and Barron, they've kind of fallen off a bit, haven't they? Maybe it is time to bench Barron, although he is playing better than, not Barron, Brizgalov, but he does have 11 points, and he is a two-way defender, right? That offensive category is phenomenal for a two-way defender. He's a very interesting player. I want to keep giving him the ice time, though. 14 minutes a night in the NHL is absolutely worth it. Spencer Knight's still playing well, right? Like I said, 9.05 and a 2.8. He's even better, 9.10 and a 2.75. So I feel very happy where the team's at. I'm not really concerned with what we're doing. I think the forward core, obviously, I barely touched on it at all. But, you know, they are playing well. Zykov and Thompson continue to be great. They're going neck and neck for goal scoring. Huberdeau and Lindholm are playing well on the second line. Kuzmenko continues to be a solid contributor on the top line. Paterka's a -1. Don't love that, but Mangiapane, Lekaramaki, and Zari are the great third line. You know, Mangiapane with 38 points. So I'm not going to switch it up too much because things are working. And then the fourth line has now bounced back to be a plus. So really, guys, it may call me boring, but I mean, I would still like to get that top defenseman. I would. You know, the whole Erik Karlsson thing over the summer, I wanted to do that. Didn't happen, but you know, Montreal's in the gutter right now. So maybe just maybe they want to trade a guy like Erik Karlsson who's aging, and they want to get any kind of assets for them that they can. Erik Karlsson here is an 89. You can see 37. He's still elite. He's still got the X factors. He is still ridiculous. He fits on the top 4 and the power play. He's playing 26 minutes a night. What would it take to get him? Dante Earl, Carlotti, and a 7th. Oh, would I do this trade? I think I would. I think I would do this trade. Dante Earl is scaring me. He's 73 now at 20, but at 20 as a medium elite, I don't know how much time he's got left. Erik Karlsson would be an absolute stud for us. Would still have $5 million to work with at the deadline if we wanted to bring in a fourth line center. We can move Ruzicka to the wing, somebody to win faceoffs like we did with Backlund. Could bench Siona that way too. And this way we could scratch Barron, move Dursey down? Oh my god, that'd be gross. Dursey or Hanifin could play with Brizgalov, and then we'd have Boqvist with the other one, and then we'd have Karlsson with Mason Jackson. I think I would do this trade, guys. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, but this is absolutely a trade I would do. I think this is absolutely a trade I would do. Dante Earl, I really don't see him being the future, right? Dante, like, we traded for him. We flip-flopped medium elite potential prospects. Who did we trade with? We traded with the Florida Panthers, so we'll check out whoever we traded there. But we take a look down here. Francisco McCarron, 77 at 20. There's also Matt West, who we just took in the first round, I believe, late first round defensive defenseman. He's a 75 at 18. He's looking really good. Even Kuznetsov, Solovyov. I mean, yeah, I think Dante Earl is very expendable. And I think Erik Karlsson, we toyed with that idea. Obviously, I'm not locked into Erik Karlsson, but that package feels really light to get an 89 overall. I know he's 37, but he's got an X factor. He's still elite. He hasn't shown any signs of dropping off, right? He's listed as an exact top 4 now. Actually, so that is a little bit of a sign. I'm looking at defenseman. Yeah, he's at the top. Yeah, exact top 4. So he has dropped off a little bit in potential. He's no longer like elite or franchise, but he's still not going to drop enough for me to say I don't want him. But I'll look around before the next episode. It was the Florida Panthers we traded with. We traded prospect for prospect. Because it was a forward prospect, I believe. I'm still just on defenseman. It's a forward prospect. Was it Eckford? I think it was Benjamin Eckford. Yeah, we took him. Wow, he's developed even worse than Kondratiev as well. We traded him there, I guess, as well. So they're taking our scraps of prospects. I mean, Dante Earl, maybe it's too early to give up on him. Maybe he's a late bloomer, but honestly, guys, I just don't see it happening. But we have hit the 50-game mark. The team looks good. I think we can catch the Oilers. Can we catch the Canucks? I don't know. Their team is ridiculous right now. 10 losses, 4 overtime losses is absurd through 50. We do have some games. How many games do we have against them and the Oilers coming up? I see both of them in the next week. Edmonton and Vancouver. We've played Vancouver twice, it looks like. 3 times against Vancouver and twice against Edmonton. So we do have 6 points against Vancouver and 4 points against the Oilers. 6 points against Vancouver would put us 1 behind them, and 4 points behind the Oilers would put us 1 behind them. So those are must-win games. Those are going to be pretty big. But we play the Canadians next, so maybe we could scout Erik Karlsson there. But let me know your thoughts, guys, about the trade, about what I'm thinking with the team. I appreciate you guys watching this video. I know there's not been as much excitement here, but, you know, we are at that stage where we're just good, and it's just about maintaining this level. And, you know, obviously we're not the best team in the league, so there's still room to be, there's still room for improvement, work to be done. So that's going to have to wait for the next one, though, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see some more, and I will see you guys in the next one.
It's a free-for-all before we fall. It's a free-for-all before we fall. Took some L's, but I guess you can't win them